What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Peter Parkour of the Distorted Theorists, and I am here to talk about The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2. The trailer just dropped, and I'm super excited. Now, before I get to talk all about things fantasy and Lord of the Rings and Tolkien and all that fun stuff, I want to make sure that if you are not subscribed to the channel, you are going to take your mouse or your finger and you're going to pop down to that subscribe button so you can become a subscriber to the channel, and you can be notified if you hit that little bell of whenever new content is going to be coming out from us, so we can talk more about this stuff. If you are returning to the channel, do us a favor, like, comment down below, and share this as well to all of your friends so they can subscribe, because the more people that we get, the more stuff that we can get to do and to bring to your eyeballs. Yeah, that sounded a lot better when I was thinking of it, and as soon as I said it, I didn't like the way it sounded. Anyways, it's enough about that. We are here to talk about Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2. Now, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 1 was, I think, touted to be the most expensive television show ever made. I think their marketing and filming and all that stuff went into like upwards of $1 billion. That's insanity. Okay, that is crazy. That is an insane amount of money to spend on a TV show. Was it a good show? Wasn't bad, really and truly. I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings anyways. Do I know the deep lore? Some of you out there know that I do not know the deep lore of Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to get better. Listen, I'm a bandwagon dude. Like, I love Lord of the Rings, Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. Went to see that when it first came out in theaters with my dad. We saw all three of them. And then I was a big fan of the extended editions. I at least try and watch them once a year. I do what I can. I'm always catching new little things. And then someone will tell me, did you know that blah, 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 blah? And I didn't know blah, 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 blah. And it's cool. It's cool. But Rings of Power Season 1 was basically leading up to something big. And we found out at the end of Season 1, we found Sauron, which I'm sure people were kind of figuring out who he was and where they were going. We got to see some lands that were always talked about but never totally described. I'm assuming in the books, maybe they were. Don't come for me in the comments. Come for me in the comments. And the hard thing about Lord of the Rings is because, again, it's like it's not like Game of Thrones, but like Game of Thrones, it's very lore heavy. There's a lot of information that's thrown at you. Oh my God, is there ever a ton of information thrown at you? And I don't know if there's really an expectation that you should know more about this, and then it kind of gets led. And then you're kind of like, oh, this is why that happened. Regardless, I enjoyed the first season. Was it 10 out of 10? No, but it was good. I'm going to rewatch it, obviously, because season 2 is coming out. The characters I enjoyed. Some of them are a bit flat. I'm not going to get into the cast of characters, all that now, because there's a ton of them. But it was entertaining enough that it kept me going through the entire season. Do I remember a ton of it? No, because I've watched so many other things since then. But am I excited to see what's in store for season 2? I am. So you think what we should do is probably just dive right into the trailer for Rings of Power from Lord of the Rings. Sorry, something just exploded outside my house. I don't know what that was. So let's get into the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power Season 2 trailer for Prime Video starting now. That's a lot of words. Now, is that Sauron?
Evil.
Prime. See, the
Ancient
evil of Morgoth.
and powerful has returned.
Right, and these guys are digging. Ooh.
Prepare yourselves.
So there's some idea. What is with this sound? There's Elrond. Ooh.
A worm is this way inside your mind.
Right, because he uses.
The rest of him slithers in.
It's the powers of Morgoth, right?
I think he has been here.
Right, because this is how he makes.
I think he's been here among us all along.
Ooh, shocker. Are we going to get to see August 29th? Okay. Are we going to get to see all the rings?
Every soul in Middle-earth is in peril.
Ooh. A big weird fish thingy. Okay, we got our 3 rings, 3 elves. The dwarven lords are going to get their rings. I remember him, okay. The Eagles. Are we gonna see? Oh, we're forging something. God damn. They didn't show the ring, but are we gonna get to see Parkour and all that stuff? Oh yeah. We are in such a good era of television. There's so much crap that's out there, but because we've got all these streaming platforms, we've got Prime, we've got Disney Plus, we've got Netflix, we've got HBO, there's all the other ones too. I'm not getting into all of them. And because there's so many things, we're not tethered by smaller TV studios. We're getting these massive studios that are able to make something like this, like Amazon. Good God, look how much money that thing's making. And this is what we're able to see. So I just love this stuff. Lord of the Rings, so good. And again, there's people out there who know this much Lord of the Rings, and I know. And I say Lord of the Rings, sorry, Tolkien. There's so many people out there that know this much about Tolkien and his universe and everything, and I know that much. I know stuff from The Hobbit, and I know stuff from Lord of the Rings. And even then, I never finished the Lord of the Rings books. Come for me in the comments. Anyways, so it's clear that at least the characters that were involved in season one are now aware of the presence of Sauron. I think they actually mentioned it as a Sauron. I don't know if the name is Sauron is mentioned in season one. We do know that his master Morgoth was mentioned. I think it was. Again, I can't remember. I got to watch this again. But that's who he took after, whether he was taught by Morgoth. But Sauron is basically deceiving everybody. And it seems that he is also dealing with, oh my God, Celebrimbor, the ringmaker, the elven blacksmith, I guess you want to call him, or jeweler, whatever. He's the one that does the architecture and creates all these rings. And then he's deceived, and then Sauron makes the One Ring. Now, I don't know how many seasons they're planning on. I thought that they were only supposed to do 2 seasons of the Rings of Power. So will this season end and then we see the One Ring being made or given or lost? Will Gollum take it? Sorry, Smeagol. Will the war in which Sauron rises to power and then loses the ring? I don't know. Will we get a third season? Will we get a fourth? Will we get a 10th? I don't know. Um, if there's only 2, I mean, if it ends on a great note, I'm okay with it. But I want to see more stuff in Middle Earth. This looks crazy. It looks like this is a labor of love from everyone that's been involved in it. Again, it wasn't greatly received when it first came out. Um, I know I had a hard time watching it. Honestly, starting out, I did start it over, but I had a hard time watching it because, again, there's a lot of characters, there's a lot of moving parts, and I think it was just life in general that was going on at the time that was kind of messing with everything. But I'm very excited for this. I love Lord of the Rings. There's someone out there who has already tried to school me in the history of Lord of the Rings, and you know what? I invite it more. Give me the Silmarillion. I want to see more of this stuff. Give me all the books. Give me all the lore. Tell me all the things. And I believe there was somebody in our first Rings of Power season one trailer reaction, whatever. They did a big, they gave us a big diatribe, word vomit of something relating to some lore that could be coming out. So do it again. Tell me more. Spoil it for me. I don't care. It's just love it. And in other Lord of the Rings news, it sounds like we're going to be getting The Hunt for Gollum, directed and I guess directed by and starring Andy Serkis as Gollum. Produced by Peter Jackson, Philippa Boyan, and Fran Walsh. Coming soon. Peter Jackson, the architect of our modern Middle Earth. Love it. Again, can you tell? I really need to bounce more when I do these things. I can't do what Justin does and all the time. It's hard for me to do. But I know I don't look it, but I am excited for this. This definitely has my attention. So I believe it was August 29th that this is going to be coming out. So that means that in the middle of August, I'm going to have to start my rewatch of season 1 of Rings of Power. So that's going to wrap it up for me. My long video, short answer, excited, very excited. It's honestly, I'm kind of a one-trick pony. There's not many things that I'm going to watch that I'm like, not interested in all, but this is my jam for sure. So thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me while we watched the official teaser trailer for Prime Videos, the Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power Season 2 trailer, all that fun stuff. Again, if you are new to the channel, do us a favor, drop a subscribe. I keep saying that. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can be alerted to whenever there's going to be new content coming from us. Because, like I said before, the more people that subscribe, the more chances and more opportunities we're going to get to bring more content to your eyeballs. And if you are not new to the channel, if you are a returning viewer, do us a favor and like, share, comment, and tell your friends to subscribe too, because we kind of like it. We're kind of a fan. We're fans of watching that number just tick up. Got awkward real quick. Anyways, from all of us here at the Distorted Theorists, there's only 2 of us. I'm Peter Parkour of the Distorted Theorists, and like we always say around here, keep it real.